I have great pleasure to introduce the President of the Chamber, Mr. Eduardo Barrachina.
Your Excellency, querido embajador, Economic Secretary of the Treasury, dear Minister John Glenn, my lords, members of Parliament, Director General of the Spanish Chamber of Commerce, querida Inmaculada, fellow members of the board, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 132nd AGM dinner. This is the time of the year when the Spanish Chamber of Commerce in the United Kingdom pauses and reflects upon recent activities and future challenges. I should start by thanking our guest of honor, the Economic Secretary of the Treasury, Minister John Glenn. I know these are not the easiest of times for politicians, Minister. I know the Minister had to cancel a political event for being here tonight with us. And on behalf of the Spanish Chamber of Commerce, we want to say a big thank you. Muchas gracias, Minister. In return, we cannot promise that you will be fluent in Spanish after dinner, but you will certainly meet key Spanish investors in the UK. We are honored that the Treasury is here with us tonight, particularly at this crucial time in the United Kingdom. And we all look forward to your thoughts and ideas. The Chamber has kept a constant dialogue with British institutions so that the institutional profile of our members remains high. In particular, our relationship with the Department of International Trade continues to flourish. For example, we worked together last February on the presentation of the first barometer of Spanish investments in the UK, in what it was a very successful and productive event for British-Spanish relations. And speaking of bilateral relations, everyone will agree with me that it is much easier to build them with some wine, cava and jamón. I want to thank Raventós Codorniu for providing the cava, Ibérica for the delectable jamón, I hope you all enjoyed earlier, Estrella Galicia for a refreshing beer in this British summer, Hispania for the wonderful trays of Spanish cheese, and finally, Marqués de Cáceres for the wine, which I hope we will soon try. The Chamber continues to be a major meeting point for bilateral relations. I would like to thank every one of you who made it tonight. Also, I want to thank Spanish companies who've joined us today with the corporate stables, which shows their commitment to the Chamber. BBVA, Ferrovial, IDOM, Mafre, Sabadell, Santander, and Sener. Also, I am delighted to see non-Spanish companies actively supporting the Chamber, eloquently showing our role between both countries. My deepest gratitude to DLA Piper, Frank Consulting, Herbert Smith Freehills, Mazars, and Watson Case. And I'm delighted that the Minister had the opportunity to meet a number of you earlier today. I should also like to single out a friend, an individual friend of the Chamber, and he is Ambassador Carlos Bastarreche. I frequently seek his advice, not only for a second opinion, but to benefit from his vast and long experience in Brussels and Paris. I also appreciate his honesty, his support for the Chamber, his profound knowledge of the EU, how the EU works, and public administration, and his extraordinary ability and parallel to temper and advise a young and somewhat experienced president like myself. Muchas gracias, embajador. As I hope you're all aware, we at the Chamber are constantly thinking about which services can we offer to our members. And we are excited that a business plan for 2020 will be discussed and approved by the board later this year. So what are the key principles of this new business plan? First principle is to become instrumental in creating more networking opportunities for our members. And I'm pleased to confirm that this September will see the launch of the Chamber's breakfast business meetings. These meetings, which will be open to all members, will provide an excellent opportunity to listen to key speakers and meet other members. The meetings will be held at Meliá White House Hotel, and I want to thank Meliá for the generosity. The second principle, a review of the services that we provide. We will work on an updated map of services, and I hope that each member will be able to benefit from. The third principle, the Chamber as a business partner, we will make an effort to showcase our services to public institutions in Spain, organizations, and Spanish companies when they visit the UK. And we want to ensure that they meet you, all the members, and our friends at the Department of International Trade. And finally, our institutional profile. We pledge to continue engaging in an active dialogue with Her Majesty's government, which is exactly what we're doing tonight. The Spanish Chamber of Commerce enjoys a healthy and transparent corporate governance structure. Our board is made of 21 successful individuals who act as directors and who represent a vast range of companies, from leading banks and listed companies to small enterprises. Such diversity ensures, I hope, that each of you, each member, feels represented at the board. I want to thank each member of the board for the dedication, effort, and time they devote in ensuring the Chamber is running smoothly. Nothing of what we do will be possible without the Chamber's team, which is led by the Secretary General. On behalf of the board, we express our gratitude for the work they do. Your Excellency, Minister John Glenn, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. The UK will be a very different country without the contribution of Spain. Spaniards and Spanish companies make. España, Spain, is already a long-established brand in itself, which conveys different values. A united country under a constitutional monarchy, global companies reshaping the world, leading business school, a country with strong and enduring institutions, a cultural powerhouse, and a language which is spoken everywhere, either as a mother tongue or as a second language. But before I close, I must of course address the issue which I think is at the top of everyone's mind, Brexit. Everyone has its own opinion and theory about how events will unfold. But in principle, we shall assume that Brexit is now happening on October the 31st. If and when Brexit happens, Spanish companies will be key in promoting economic development across the United Kingdom. And the Chamber is proud to take a leading role in facilitating that alongside British businesses. However, this can only happen if a deal is in place. Only a deal will allow foreign companies in the UK to readjust properly following Brexit. No deal means no implementation period. Britain must rise to the challenge and ensure a departure from the EU does not disrupt business. It is imperative that the new British government ensures an outcome that protects foreign companies and the prosperity of the United Kingdom. As the UK prepares to leave the EU, the Spanish Chamber of Commerce is committed to strengthening the bilateral relationships between our two nations. Never before an institution like the Chamber has been so critical. I will conclude. Both countries have strong bonds. Soon our two countries will not be bound by the political and economic structures of the EU. But if the UK lives in an orderly and smooth fashion, we will remain part of a more intimate alliance, an alliance of common interests and values. And your presence tonight, Minister, is an example of those common values. As we look ahead to a new set of challenges, we hope that the political divisions in the UK will soon heal. And I do hope that in that post-Brexit alliance, the UK will continue to recognize, protect, and support Spanish companies and promote an ever closer trade and investment relationship with your friend and ally, España. Muchas gracias.